Hello everyone and welcome to Chris's Chaos. I am your host Chris Cortez and we are filming from beautiful sunny California in Santa Barbara. And as I mentioned, I was going to be at a wedding. We're going to a wedding today. We've got to do a little bike ride. What else were we doing? We've been hitting up a lot of wineries and breweries. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm doing this video. Probably should have brought my webcam, but doing the video on my old school laptop camera. So that being said, really just want to knock out this night 12 G1 Climax, filmed on August 2nd. I told you I was going to be a little late on it, and sure enough I have been, but I have to really cover this show. What can I say? The thesis of today is I was wrong about everything except for Henare versus Ishii, which I think was the match of the night, to be honest with you. Had nothing, at this point they're both out. It was really just about a grudge match, so it was a good match. But everything happened that I expected not to happen. Like Naito, he won. He's now at 8 points, so he's still in it. I mean, they wanted to keep everybody that they could into this tournament to the very last night. So it is going to be that last night for the C block and the D block to see who goes. Yeah, I mean, I was glad Naito won, but wasn't expecting it. I was more expecting just for the ones that have been kind of leading this tournament to just finish it up, at least on the C block and the D block. And I'm okay with that. But it does kind of like stretch the tournament to say, okay, we want to see it to the very end. They want to keep things, a little unpredictable to the very end. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, Shingo Takagi beats David Finlay. That was a great match. Eddie Kingston beats Tama Tonga. Again, he's still in it. He's at 8 points. Tama Tonga's at 7 points. Jeff Cobb, he loses to Hirooki Goto. Great match. Or by the way, Hirooki Goto really earned that victory. And so now Cobb's at 8 points. Goto's at 6 points. I mean, even he could, somehow maybe push through, but I mean, doubtful. And then Shane Haste loses to Toru. So what I thought was going to be an obvious choice, Yano's got another win under his belt. And then Evil loses to Nicholls. He cannot get to 10 points. He will maybe, net last night for the D block. And Tanahashi wins. Even Tanahashi's now still in this, okay? I said not to count him out. And I think Coughlin just murdered him. What am I saying? He beat him, and definitively. So, even I thought, Hiroshi would get that last win. He is more or less out of this thing. He's still in it, but, I mean, he's out. So... so those are, my initial thoughts. Just as I kind of said earlier, that this night it was too early to kind of determine what was going to happen. Now I think I can get a good idea, but it's anyone's guess. Let's get into the review. I want to cover each match and then go over predictions. And I know today it was night 13. They've already covered the A block, so. By the time you're watching this, A block's already been decided. Tomorrow, B block will be decided. What I'll do is I'll watch A block and B block while I can on my way back to the east side and the East Coast, and then kind of get a review of A and B block tomorrow night. And then I'll be hopefully up to track for C block and D block, and then we'll get right into the playoffs, for the rest of the week. That'll be exciting, okay? And then we'll have our G1 Climax winner. And we'll have an idea of who's going to Wrestle Kingdom. So, Hiroshi Tanahashi, first match, D block. Tanahashi versus Coughlin. Okay, if Coughlin wins, knocks out Tanahashi. Coughlin is warning Hiroshi that if you walk in this ring, I'm knocking you out. So, Jushin Thunder Liger is on the Japanese commentary table, so that was cool. Bell sounds, they circle and lock up. Coughlin powers Hiroshi to the ropes, but misses the attack. Headlock by Tanahashi. Coughlin pushes off and hits him with his shoulder tackle, a little flexing. Then the stomps come and tosses Tanahashi to the corner. Then a drop kick goes low. Tanahashi takes Coughlin to the corner, drop kick of his own. Then applies pressure on the leg of Coughlin, and Coughlin uses a claw to Tanahashi's head, and Tanahashi strikes back with forearms, but Coughlin with chops just resounding. One to Tanahashi on the rope, sends him to the outside. Coughlin follows the chops Just follows up with slams and shoves him to the apron edge, does Coughlin. Chops him, sends to the barricade. More pressure applied to Tanahashi. Coughlin body slams a young lion onto Tanahashi. That was a good spot. And Kelly's like, why? Why would you do that? And it's because he can. That's why, Coughlin is a beast. Tanahashi just back in the ring, drop kicks Coughlin, who is on the apron, and then strikes Tanahashi. Then along the ropes, and Irish, he just a body slam to Coughlin. Oh, sorry, Irish whip, and then Tana strikes back. More forearm strikes by Tanahashi, then a body slam to Coughlin. Tanahashi goes to the middle turnbuckle and hits that somersault senton pin attempt. He runs the ropes into a spinning backbreaker, then the suplex. Coughlin lifts but gets blocked and struck by Tanahashi. Tana hits the twist and shout, then hits that sling blade. Coughlin gets up, gets hit with a front sling blade and a near fall. Tanahashi goes up to hit that cross body, but Coughlin just rolls him for a pin attempt and then hits a Death Valley bomb for a near fall. Coughlin then stands up Tanahashi for a forearm to the back and a pin attempt, and then Coughlin with a suplex countered it to an inside cradle, but Coughlin hits a jackhammer for a very, very quick victory. It did not look like the ref didn't wanted to pin Tanahashi, but nevertheless, Ace is eliminated, so he's out. I mean, really, it's pretty much out. Mikey Nicholls though versus Evil. Okay, second match, C block. Evil is tied for the lead right now. I mean, he attacks Nicholls before he can make it to the ring. Before Nicholls could even get to the ring, Evil's attacking him. Wrenches the face, goes low, brings him back in the ring. Bell sounds right after a kick to Nicholls, then a pin attempt. More kicks and a double axe handle. Evil takes the shirt off of Nicholls and chokes him with it for about 5-second count. He goes for a suplex, but Nicholls blocks and strikes, more strikes by Evil, but Nicholls hits the vertical for 15 seconds and a pin attempt. He lifts Evil, chops him to the corner, runs his face along the ropes. Irish whip is reversed by Evil to Togo, who strikes Nicholls. Okay, outside Evil sends Nicholls to the barricades, knocking one table down. Evil chokes Nicholls with the mic, who shouts, "Come on, you piece of shit," says Nicholls. You don't have to tell Evil twice, okay? He tosses Nicholls into the vacated chairs. Kelly says he ought to be thrown out of wrestling. I'm like, no, please. Evil is a humanitarian, all right? Nicholls back in the ring at 18 seconds. Evil goes for a pin attempt, then proceeds to the shirt to choke Nicholls. Abdominal stretch with the help of Dick Togo. Okay, another pin attempt. 5 minutes have passed. Kick by Evil. In the corner, Irish whip to the corner. To the other corner, then a forearm and DDT by Nicholls, who gets an opening there. He clotheslines Evil, who is in the corner, and then throws to the other corner. Evil kicks Nicholls, who is only more aggravated, and chops Evil down. He hits the Death Valley despite Dick Togo's distraction and the sliding lariat and the pin attempt. Crowd is clearly behind Nicholls at this point. Evil prevents the Mikey bomb from being delivered. Goes for the low blow, but Nicholls strikes Evil's arm with his knee, which was pretty cool. Little block. Evil then Irish whips Nicholls into the ref, who goes outside, and Evil Dick tag team Nicholls. They've taken out Ichiban Sweet Boy, I believe it was. Evil then just opens up the legs of Nicholls so Dick can literally do a what's up, top strikes the nether regions. Pin attempt, both kicked out. Dick pulls the ref out so they can be both can strike Nicholls at this point. I mean, it's just all hell is broken loose. Then Sweet Boy takes out Dick Togo and a leg lock, rolls up and defeats Evil. Does Mikey Nicholls. So now Evil has hope now that Finlay's gonna at this point would that Finlay, Tonga, and Kingston somehow lose. Of course, Tonga and Kingston are facing each other. So I mean, Evil's still obviously in this thing, especially after all these losses from Tonga and Finlay. But yeah, everybody's still in it. Third match, this D block, Toru Yano versus Shane Haste, a very funny but quick match. Yano looks to be wearing a beanie on his head when he walks in. Do-rag, or as Haste said, a dope rag. Haste lets him try the hat that the orange hat that he wears all the time. Not to get rid of it. Yano uses the hood to cover Haste's head and then into a roll-up, okay? Followed by taking off the corner pad. And another roll up. Atomic drop by Yano. Slingshot. Corner avoided. Of course, that exposed corner. Drop kick by Haste. Yano outside is crying. Just freaking out. Rolls back in as Haste comes outside. Haste back in. Yano back out. Spray in hand. But Haste repels. Tells Kosei Fujino to go under the ring. And Haste goes under. The ref starts the count. Eventually, Yano back in at 8 seconds, and Haste from out from under the ring after Fujino. Haste has a bucket on his head. Okay, Buckethead Haste over here. Taped to his head. He can't see. Makes it in at 18 seconds. Almost looked like he was going to get counted out. A strike by Yano to Buckethead Haste. Haste with forearm uppercuts. Low blow attempt by Yano. Blocked and a lariat. Then a pin attempt by Haste, who afterwards gets the bucket off his head. But gets hit with a low blow, then a spear, roll up for the loss. Yano is now victorious 4 points. We said we can't count Tanahashi out, can't count Yano out ever, apparently. So, there we go. 4th match, C block. Tomohiro Ishii versus Aaron Henare. This is a slugfest. I mean, like I said, this was probably the match of the night. The way it ended, it just felt like a blowout to a feud that has been going on. Not to say they will never fight again, because I'm sure they will. But this was a great one. Aaron Henare comes out. Kelly's talking about the Mata Aura tattoo. So it is cool. Bell rings. They run into each other multiple times. They miss their each other's attacks, and there's applaud from the crowd. The crowd's really into this match. A kick and forearms by Henare, followed by the shoulder tackle. Kick to the back of Ishii, who gets right back up and strikes, but more strikes. A snapmare and a kick and senton by Henare. Okay, another kick sends Ishii to the ropes. Forearms by Ishii and another by Henare. A kick brings Ishii down. Another kick and tells Ishii to come on. Then another kick, but does not budge Ishii. And another, but this time Ishii catches the leg, hyperextends the knee, and attacks with the drop kick. He's sent to the ropes. Fires back with a shoulder tackle. Vertical suplex by Ishii. A pin attempt. Ishii with a hard kick to the back, and then the headbutts and another kick. Henare stands up saying, fuck this shit. After a few strikes from Ishii, connects with the Insiguri, does Henare. He goes to the gut with strikes, Irish whip to the corner with a lariat, and then the ropes into the Berserker bomb. Running kick, but Ishii gets back up. More forearms, but Ishii back with one forearm, sending Henare down. More forearms, but the chop from Henare goes for Ultima, gets blocked. Henare hits a springboard kick. Ishii back up with a lariat and a German, and then collides with Henare for a pin attempt near fall. Henare has not beaten Ishii ever, as it is said at this point. And their last match was about 4 years ago, so I guess what we're trying to say here is that Henare has grown and evolved, okay, since their last meeting. Sliding lariat, duck, kick by Henare, missed, but not the Samoan drop by Henare. Hanare's still hurting, though. He goes for a rampage, gets blocked. Ishii hits that Insiguri. Clothesline turns Henare inside out in a pin attempt. Ishii back up, stands Henare up, but gets chopped. They've exchanged strikes. Kick by Henare, missed, but not the knee that drills Ishii. 10 minutes have passed. Rampage delivered, but only a near fall by Henare. Full Nelson applied by Henare. Then the Ultima transitioned into a Uranagi. Ishii kicks out. Henare back up, exposes his knees and hits Ishii in the corner. And then that punt kick goes for a suplex, but Ishii counters and hits the headbutt right on the money. Ishii with the sliding lariat pin attempt. He lifts Henare, who blocks the brainbuster twice and then hits the knee. 2 kicks and a loud headbutt. Hits the Streets of Rage for the victory. So this was definitely, match of the night up to this point. Might have, and I would say even the match of the night for the whole card. Henare beats Ishii for the first time, and he sure as hell earned that W. Rampage, he mentioned to Kelly that revenge had been brewing for 5 years, says Henare, who takes on Tonga next for his last bout. Let me go ahead and see where, let's take a look at, we're at 5th match now, and we are, I want to look at the last match for the D block. I believe that will be, because we now have the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. Let's take a look at this. Con. Mikey Nicholls, it looks like. Yeah, Tomohiro Ishii will take on Mikey Nicholls. Again, there is no... it's just for pride at this point between those two. So... Let's look at fifth match, D block, Hirooki Goto versus Jeff Cobb. Another contender for the match of the night. Cobb wins, Naito loses, Naito is out. If Goto loses, he's also out as a result of Sabre Jr. winning as well. So really, pressure's on Goto. And he was able to deliver. This was a great match. Hard hitting. Goto really earned his victory. Cobb did not make it easy for him. Let's start off with the bell sounding. They circle the ring. Eventually they lock up. Headlock applied by Goto. Cobb pushes off Goto. Shoulder tackle. Both still on their feet. Another this time, Goto felt that one. Okay, the shoulder tackle. Reverse hip toss. Cobb stays just in control and then hits the shoulder tackle. Goto down. Strikes by Cobb. Irish whip reversed. And Cobb sent to the corner. Goto kicks Cobb in the high hamstring. And he goes down, does Cobb, and outside. Goto works that leg for the most part against the corner, weakening Cobb's leg. Irish whip, reversed. Cobb hits the elbow. Then the shoulder tackle sends Goto outside. Cobb sends Goto into the barricade, right in Goto's injured ribs. Cobb just starts to walk off those leg attacks, that offense from Goto, and just walks over to Goto, and then walks on top of Goto. Okay. Brings Goto back into the ring. Luxury pin by Cobb, okay? Looking like he's just at the beach, just kind of sitting back, getting some sun. Then he knees in the back and elbows him as well. Pin attempt by Cobb. Crowd is clapping. Chops by Goto, and a strike by Cobb shuts that down. Irish whip, but Cobb catches Goto and slams him down for a pin attempt. Cobb stomps Goto. Standing moonsault missed. Chop by Cobb, but Goto falls up with a running lariat. Forearms into the corner. Irish whip. And hits the spinning heel kick into the back suplex. Does Goto. Forearm exchanges. Goto goes for that bulldog, gets blocked, but is able to apply the sleeper. Cobb falls to a seated position during that sleeper. Goto releases, goes for the running PK, gets caught, and Cobb hits a beautiful drop kick. Cobb hits the spin cycle, pin attempt, then a standing moonsault. Irish whip to the ropes. Goto holds on, kicks Cobb, goes for the Kumagiroshi, and blocked a super kick, but Goto manages to dodge a few bullets and hits this next neck breaker. Cobb counters to a vertical, reverse to a rear naked choke. Cobb goes with a strike, and goes for that Tour of the Islands. Goto counters with 2 headbutts and a Code Red Destroyer, and then hits GTR, and it's a victory. I should have known Goto could do it. I never doubted that he couldn't do it. Very proud of his work. He's always liked this guy. Decisive victory. This might have been the best match. I called it the second best match of the night so far, and the most important match of the night so far up to this point. Definitely the most important match. So Cobb takes on Shane Haste. Goto takes on Sabre Jr. Naito has to win. We'll see. Tonga versus Kingston. Blah. This is 6 match, okay? 6 match, Tonga versus Eddie Kingston. Whoever loses has to watch out for Finlay because Tonga is safe for the most part. Kingston has to win or hope that Finlay loses. Both happen, so Kingston is definitely, in play. So this is he's definitely one of those guys that's in. Could very well go to the playoffs now. They lock up and Tonga powers Kingston. They lock up again. Headlock by Kingston. Tonga cannot push him off. Kingston chops Tonga. Forearm by Tonga and a chop sends Kingston down. Tonga hammers down on Kingston. Tonga goes low, but Kingston with the knee and a full Nelson suplex, snapmare, and the double stomp by Kingston. Waistlock applied on Tonga, who elbows to get out. Lands the body slam. Back elbow in the corner and some more offense in that corner. Irish whip, reversed, but Tonga right back with the shoulder tackle and a splash. Chops are exchanged. Tonga misses the splash. Kingston chops, hits a shoulder tackle off the middle turnbuckle. Chop by Kingston, going for the half hatch. Tonga hits a sweet neck breaker off the middle turnbuckle. SRC, then to the frog splash. Okay, sliding elbow. by Kingston, pin attempt. I think he missed the frog spot. I think he does hit the sliding elbow by Kingston in a pin attempt. Both slow to get up. Forearms by Kingston and a headbutt. Tonga with a strike and another after a headbutt from Kingston, who then chops, but Tonga hits that exploder. Then 2 exploders by Kingston. He goes for the back fist, gets countered with the Tonga twist, near fall, half hatch by Kingston, and the back fist. Enziguri by Kingston. And Kingston hits the Northern Lights for that victory. Okay, it was a Northern Light. It was a very surprising, way to finish this match. This match was quick for the most part. It was kind of slow. These guys have never been in the ring before. I feel like these two guys were very new to each other. It was pretty obvious, okay? But they pulled off an okay little match. It wasn't anything special. But now, Kingston's just further, cementing himself in these playoffs. Could very well go to the playoffs. They may very well want him to be in there so they could put more eyes onto New Japan from America, right? So, that being said, okay, not surprised. Still think Tonga should go, though. Still think that Finlay should go. I feel like these are their 2 top guys in that block. So there you go. 7th match, semifinal, D block, Tetsuya Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. Naito has to win. That's it. What can I say? Bell sounds, chants for Naito. They circle the ring. They lock up. Sabre hooked to the ropes. Says, amigo, amigo. Totally mocking Naito. Sabre kick to the gut. Gets the Cobra twist. Naito gets the Huracan. Strikes the pose on the mat. Sabre tries to catch Naito off guard. Gets thrown into the barricade. And the neckbreaker onto the barricade. Ref counts Naito. Breaks the count. Then hits that neckbreaker onto the floor. So Naito is in definite control. 5 minutes have already passed. As the ref starts to count again. And Sabre back in at 14 seconds. Naito applies the cravat, Sabre to the ropes. He hyperextends the arm of Naito, applies an arm bar until Naito breaks the rope, kicks the hand while it is against the barricade. Back in the ring, he stomps on the arm some more, kicks it, cranks the arm like you would the neck crank, just as effective. Naito forearms to attempt to try to escape. The atomic drop. And then the back to the neck breaker again with Naito. Irish whip to the arm drag, lariat, drop kick to the corner with his leaping drop kick. Does spit on Sabre. Does Naito. Gets him in a crucifix. 10 minutes have now passed. Sabre to the ropes, but Naito hesitant to let go. Back elbow to Sabre in the corner. Looks like Sabre is using the Kimura lock. Then applies the armbar using the turnbuckle as leverage, so he has to let go. He toys with Naito, kicking him. Forearms by Naito. Uppercut from Sabre. The kick to the left arm. Sabre avoids the DDT, but not the spine buster from Naito. More strikes to the neck. Hits Destino, but only a near fall. It was kind of like a haphazard sort of Destino. Naito on the top goes for Esperanza. Gets countered into a submission. Applied to both arms. Okay. Very deadly looking. The crowd behind Naito firmly, who gets his foot on the to the rope. Suplex by Sabre. Blocked. Arm drag and a roll up by Naito. Then by Sabre. A couple more attempts. Just between the two, they're doing arm drags, roll ups. Enziguri by Naito. And then hits a punt kick to the back of Naito's. Enziguri by Naito. But then Sabre's punt kick to the back of Naito's neck. Zack driver countered into a Destino. Then another Destino countered into a Zack driver. Sabre cannot get to Naito for this cover, though. Okay, he could have had it by then. Okay, 3 minutes left. Both are slow to get up, but Sabre hits the forearm uppercut. Then the DDT, but Naito with this brainbuster. 2 minutes left. I'm thinking it's going to go to a draw. Sabre with another pin attempt. Swinging DDT into an inside cradle by Naito for the victory. Very interesting the way he hit that swinging DDT into an inside cradle. Very, very kind of like, psyching out Sabre. Naito has 8 points. So, what do you want me to say? Naito can go. If you think I don't want him to go, I'd love him to go. I'd love him to win this whole thing. We'll see. This is one prediction I definitely wanted to get wrong, was for Naito to lose, to win. I did not expect him to win. But never count Naito out. 8th match, final match. C block. Shingo Takagi versus David Finlay. At this point, I'm thinking David Finlay's going to probably lose because everybody that has been leading these blocks has been losing. Okay, apparently. Bell sounds, they are just hesitant to lock up. They do. Finlay gets the upper hand. Goes for a strike along the ropes, misses. They lock up again. Headlock by Finlay. Shingo pushes off. 2 shoulder blocks, no budge. Finlay grabs the hair, another shoulder block, then another. This time Shingo takes Finlay down. Shingo begins the attack, knee to gut. Goto on the apron to distract Red Shoes already. Chop block to Shingo. Finlay plays possum, but then headbutts Shingo outside. Finlay doesn't want to waste any time. Grabs his table from under the ring. Tries to suplex Shingo onto it. Blocked, but does not get blocked. He does hit a suplex onto the floor. Finlay slams Shingo's head onto the apron. Back in the ring. Finlay works the arm for a bit. Forearm by Finlay. Kicks by Shingo. Headbutts by Finlay. He applies the knee to Shingo's head in the corner. And then suplex by Finlay. And then, I was going to say applies the knee. I think he just strikes Shingo's head in the corner. Suplex by Finlay. A headlock applied to Shingo. Slams him down on the back to Finlay. Strikes by Shingo. Finlay pulls the hair, but Shingo with a hard back elbow and a lariat. In the corner, Finlay lifts the leg to block. Not too successful. Shingo hard strikes. Okay, uses the hair to flip Finlay. Then a vertical suplex. Time's already kind of drawing near for Shingo to, look at the camera and say, let's go, basically. Back elbow, DDT by Shingo, followed by the sliding lariat. Shingo strikes Finlay along the apron, tries to spear Shingo. Okay, gets caught. Shingo goes to the pile driver. It's blocked. Finlay hits the power bomb right through that table that was set up earlier. Okay, so there goes Shingo. Finlay back in the ring. Red Shoes starts the count. Shingo back in at 18 seconds. Finlay hits a blue thunderbomb pin attempt, then a sliding lariat, another pin attempt. Shingo hits the twist and shout to Finlay. Crowd claps. Uppercuts by Finlay. Backslide into a slam. Japanese. He goes for the Noshigami. Does Shingo. It's kind of like which means wrapping paper. It's kind of like a backslide into a slam. Face first. Shingo then hits this superplex. Beautiful. Shingo ramping up the crowd. He's just great at that. He goes for Made in Japan. Gets blocked. Gutbuster, though, across the top by Finlay. Look very good. Then he puts Shingo on the top corner to assist him with hitting that Dominator, but only a near fall. Then hits a sick running lariat. Okay, goes for Into Oblivion. Countered into a ground cobra by Shingo. Then 2 Irish curses. Swinging neck breakers. Okay, onto the knee, just, Finlay hammers down on Shingo. Less than 5 minutes remain. More strikes in the lariat. Cannot bring Shingo down, who headbutts him. Okay, hits Made in Japan. Only a near fall. Gato's freaking out, pounding the apron. Headbutt and strikes by Finlay, only to be returned by Shingo. Okay, Shingo's just going toe-to-toe with him. Not a big surprise. Forearm elbows are flying. Spear by Finlay. Power bomb. 3 minutes remain, and another power bomb. Into Oblivion. Blocked. A lariat by Shingo. 2 minutes remain. Both are down. Double clothesline. Then another by Shingo. Sends Finlay. Just sends him inside out. He hits that Last of the Dragon. Finlay strikes he hits the Last of the Dragon for the victory, does Shingo. And so he is victorious. Finlay strikes a young lion on the way out. He's pissed. Really not a lot of playing around with this match. All business. Even Finlay, there was not a lot of distractions. Some distraction from Goto. And, Finlay setting up a table. That's to be expected. So no screwies, like screwy finishes. Shingo is just a badass. Finlay did a really good job. Hard-hitting match here. So let's look at these stats. Overall, this show was good. It was surprising to me because I, had my predictions set, but you can't, expect anything. So it was a decent show. Not one of my favorites, though. So let's just make that very clear. Now we can go into predictions. And at the time of this recording, we're already kind of gotten into the A block. I've already said my predictions for the A block and the B block, but I can go ahead and talk about who I think is going to win these next couple nights. We've already kind of talked about, but let's just go over it again. August 5th, Shota Umino versus Hikuleo. I think I mentioned that I could see a Hikuleo winning at this point. But then again, I'm going with Shota Umino. Ren Narita, Kaito Kiyomiya. I'm going with Kaito Kiyomiya. Sonata versus Chase Owens. Told you it would be a draw, or it would be Sonata will win outright, or a no contest. If Chase Owens wins, that's great. Be interesting to see him face Sonata on a main event card. Yota Tsuji versus Gabe Kidd. I'm going with Yota Tsuji. So any way you look at it, I want to see. I'm looking to see Sonata and Kaito Kiyomiya win this, make it to the playoffs. So Sonata's already in. I'm just thinking Kaito's going to go. So B block. That's August 5th at the in Osaka, Edion Arena. Which reminds me, just to let you know, that the card, today's event, night 12, was held at Hiroshima Sun Plaza in Hiroshima, Japan. Capacity was just over 6,000 is the normal capacity, and I think it was fairly packed. The crowd was excellent tonight. I will give them that. Just a little side note on that. The crowd was great, so give it up for them. But back to the predictions. August 6th, Osaka. Taichi versus Great Okan. Going with Great Okan. Kazuchika Okada versus Tonga Loa. I'm going with... It really doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to go with Okada, but I could see it would be great if Tonga Loa won. Doesn't matter, though, because Okada's in. El Phantasmo versus Will Ospreay. Going with Will Ospreay. Yoshihashi versus Kenta. I think I'm going with Kenta on this one. I think Kenta needs to just get a win in. Overall, I'm looking for Ospreay and Okada to go to the playoffs. And that's it. Now, let's look at these final cards. Kingston versus Dave Finlay. I'm going with Finlay. Finlay's going. That's it. Takagi versus Evil. Going with... this is a close call. I could see... Because both are 8 points right now, if I'm not mistaken. Shingo's at 7 points. So he can go 9. And Kingston will not be able to go 10 if Finlay wins. So I guess I want to go with Takagi. I'd like to see Takagi win. I could see Evil winning. I think it's clear that the winner of this match is going to the playoffs. Unless there's some sort of botch finish or something. But then you got Tama Tonga. He has to win. Does Tama Tonga? Let's see, he's got 7 points as well. So Kingston's really looking to what are we going to see? There's so many things that can happen here. Is Finlay going to get, taken out, and then we're going to have a feud in the States between Kingston and David Finlay? Is Tama Tonga going to beat Aaron Henare? I don't know. So, that being said, kind of want to go with Finlay and Evil. That's it. Just kind of make it easy on myself. But wouldn't be surprised if somebody kind of makes their way in, like Takagi or a Tama Tonga. And that's it. I could be completely wrong, see Kingston go in and not Finlay. But I kind of want to bet on Finlay at this point. Then we got the D block, okay, which I should be caught up with by the time we get to this last night. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tetsuya Naito. Oh man, it's all come down to this. If Tanahashi wins, knocks out Naito. We gotta go with Naito. Hirooki Goto versus Zack Sabre Jr. Wow. At this point, it's anyone's guess. Goto could very well beat Sabre. I'm going with Jeff Cobb. To win, to beat Shane Haste. Toru Yano versus Alex Coughlin. Maybe Yano will sneak another victory in, but no, I think Coughlin's going to win. I think Cobb's going to beat Haste. I think that if Goto beats Sabre Jr., then Naito's going to beat Tanahashi. If Tanahashi beats Naito, Sabre's going to beat Goto, because one of these three guys is going in. Same with Cobb. It's going to be Cobb Jr., Sabre Jr. or Naito. And as much as I want Naito to win, I think it's going to be Sabre Jr. and Jeff Cobb. But let me be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. Okay. And those are your predictions as we get to the playoffs. So it's been great. We're having a lot of fun here. Was glad I was able to get a little review in for you guys for night 12. Next time I do a little review, I will be back in the East Coast, and I'll try. I think I'm gonna do a review of, all matches for the A and the B block, minus the tag team matches. I'm not gonna really cover that. I really just want to cover G1. I might cover a little bit. I might just watch it just to see what's going on. But I'm gonna maybe do a review of A blocks and B blocks together. Okay, both nights, both the 5th and the 6th, when I get back. And that's it. So you guys have a great, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I mean, it's Saturday. It's gonna be a great time. Gonna be a beautiful wedding. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I get back. Okay, you all have a good one.